The mysterious noise. Last night, something very strange happened at my house. It was around 10:30 p.m., and I was reading a mystery novel in my bedroom. The story was about a detective solving a crime in a dark forest, so I was already feeling a little tense. Outside, the wind was howling, and the rain was tapping on the windows. The trees were swaying wildly, and their shadows were dancing across the walls of my room. Everything felt a bit spooky. As I was getting deeper into the story, I suddenly started hearing a strange noise coming from the backyard. At first, I thought it was just the wind, but it wasn't stopping. It was repeating over and over, like something was knocking or scratching the window. I paused and listened carefully. My heart was beating faster. Max, our dog, was barking non-stop in the hallway, and he was growling, something he usually didn't do unless he sensed danger. Meanwhile, my parents were watching a movie downstairs. The television was playing some action scene loudly, and they didn't seem to notice anything. My little brother Sam was lying on the couch, but when he heard Max barking and the strange noise outside, he was getting scared. He ran upstairs crying, saying he was thinking there was a monster outside his window. I was trying to calm him down, but I was also starting to feel nervous myself. Then, all of a sudden, the power went out. The lights were flickering for a second and then everything went black. Sam was screaming, Max was howling, and I just stood there, frozen. The only light in the house was coming from my phone screen, and I quickly turned on the flashlight. I could barely see anything, but the noise outside was getting louder. It sounded like something was dragging itself across the backyard. My dad finally was coming upstairs with a flashlight in hand, while my mom was lighting candles in the living room. We all gathered in the hallway. I told them what we were hearing, and Dad said we should check it out together. So, while Sam was clinging to Mom and Max was barking at the door, Dad and I slowly were walking toward the back door. The floorboards were creaking under our feet as we moved. We opened the back door carefully. The cold wind was blowing into the house, and rain was splashing against the porch. We stepped outside, and our flashlights lit up the backyard. At first, we saw nothing. But then we noticed it. A large branch from the old oak tree was swinging in the wind and was hitting the side of the house. That was the sound we were hearing all along. We laughed in relief. Sam, still a bit scared, asked if the monster was gone. Dad picked him up and said, it was just a tree monster. Back inside, Mom was making hot chocolate, and we all were sitting around the kitchen table talking about how frightened we were getting over a tree branch. After the power came back on, everything went back to normal. I returned to my room, but I couldn't stop thinking about how easily our imagination was taking over. While I was lying in bed, Max was finally calming down and curling up next to me. I looked out the window, the wind was slowing down, the rain was fading, and the night was becoming quiet again. I couldn't help but smile. Even though we had been scared, it had brought us together for a moment. And as I slowly was falling asleep, I was thinking that sometimes, the scariest things turn out to be nothing at all.